first of all, I think that's a very, very good Michigan State team. And I thought our young ladies came out and played with a great deal of intensity. But in the first quarter, we really struggled to slow them down. As a matter of fact, at that point in time, it kind of felt like we haven't been as good at holding teams under their average, and it kind of felt like they were going to go off on us again. And I thought they got a lot of good looks in the first half and missed some of them, so we were pretty fortunate. It felt like we did a little bit better job of helping each other in the second half. So I think a lot of credit to our young ladies for making some adjustments. And good way for us to finish out the week. Now we've got another tough one going on the road again and finish our 10-day stretch out with a game at Wisconsin. But a lot of good things happened for us. A lot of players played with a great deal of intensity.
Questions?
Is this the most complete game you guys have played this year?
Well, it felt like it was. It felt like things started coming together for us. When we got stops, we started to push it a lot better, and we started recognizing and started reading screens a little bit better and moving the ball a little bit better and helping each other and having awareness. And so I think it showed that I thought we had 2 really good days of practice coming back after Indiana. And that doesn't assure you of anything in a game scenario. It assures you that you're improving and you're getting better. And that was good to see. And it's fun when you get rewarded in a game with it. But bottom line is, I think our young ladies are understanding that we have to continue to improve. And I thought we did that after this tough stretch.
Both players mentioned that, they like the defense they played. Michigan State missed some shots that
Right.
They'd probably like to have back.
Right.
But what changed defensively after the first quarter? Because it seemed night and day.
Well, I think sometimes when you can prep and you can practice for a team, and Michigan State's spacing is so good, and they can all drive it, and they can all score it one-on-one, and you can kick it out, and they can all shoot it, that sometimes when you see it for the first time, it takes a little adjusting to get to how the speed of it, because I think their level of athleticism is in all spots, and even in their primary post spot where they can space and shoot and then drive by. It's different. So I think some of it is, an awareness, but we got a little bit better at that. I thought in the second half we did a better job of helping each other. I don't know if we did a great job in the second quarter. We have to go back and watch it. But as the game went on, we were more aware.
So when players have an off day, the bench has been really great about stepping up. But how do you get it to a point where all players are kind of on top all the time?
I think every coach would want to know how to do that. I think ultimately you've got to play and take what the defense gives you. And sometimes what the defense gives you are opportunities inside, and sometimes there are opportunities on the perimeter, and sometimes there are penetration, and sometimes a penetrate kick. And I thought in this game we probably did a better job of recognizing some of those things than we have in other games. And so that's a good thing. And so that's what you can control to the best of your ability.
Mallory had a lot of great moments today.
Right, she did.
Can you talk to me about her game today and as far as like transcending in college basketball?
Well, I think Mallory, and I said this on the radio, I thought Mallory had a great 2-day stretch of practice, and she's continuing to get better. I thought before the Indiana game she was really working on reading screens, and that carried over. And she had a moment yesterday in practice where we were in a 5-on-0 setting and trying to work on our movement and motion, and she read a screen when nobody was guarding her and changed her cut in the middle of it, and I thought she started to really figure it out. And so I just give her, she deserves a lot of credit because she's continuing to want to grow her game and learn. And I thought there were times, even when she was in scenarios where she had to handle the ball against pressure, she did the best job that she has, and she looked really comfortable with it, and that's going to be really important for us.
Just the way she affected the game at both ends.
Right.
15 boards, 12 on the defensive end.
It's amazing.
5 of 8 on threes.
Right.
I know you were here last year. Might have been the best game she ever played in a Gopher uniform. I don't know if you have an opinion on that, not having been here last year.
Well, I can't speak really to last year, but I can tell you that Mallory played great. She absolutely played great. And even when the 3 offensive rebounds, it's hard for her to get 3 offensive rebounds. It's hard to do that in the game, and she made plays on both ends of the court, and it was fun to really, really watch. But I think she's someone who has such a burning desire to compete and get after it. And now she's learning how to get the game to slow down a little bit and recognize, and that's a huge aspect. So she deserves a lot of credit for the effort that she plays with, and now she's really continuing to grow it too. It's pretty fun to watch.
Last 2 Big Ten victories, she's been huge from
Right.
behind the arc. The shot just looks so consistent. I mean, is it that she's taking them just getting better at hitting them, or is she choosing her times when to shoot them, or is it, as you said, she's reading what the defense is doing?
I think she's doing a better job of reading, and she's hitting shots. I mean, there's no question her shots. She puts a lot of time into it. But she's also she got good shots before. I think in the last couple of games, she's gotten some really good looks because she's learning how to. Before she was a kid who always wanted to be at the basket. She was a back cut kid, a curl kid, and she had a great back cut play with Mara today. And so that's already a part of her game. And now she's learning how to read some screens, and I think there was even a screen that we reset for her today, and I thought, wow, we're starting to get a little bit better at this, running some motion, and we need to be able to do that because there are certain the styles of play that you face against certain defenses. You're better off running set actions. What we want to get to the point is that we can push it up the court and we can get into motion and we can recognize, and I thought we got better at seeing some things, there's an opportunity where in the fourth quarter, we came up in transition, and we didn't want to attack too fast, and we got it entered, and then we went and stagger screened away, and then while we did that, we were able to dump the ball inside. And so recognition of those type of things will be important for us. Recognition of gaps, and I don't know if we always did a great job of that, but seeing when you go to screen and you flip your screens and change your screen angles, your gaps change. And so we've got to get better at recognizing some of those gaps. I thought Grace had one of those opportunities today on a rail drive, and I don't know if she scored it or kicked it out at that point in time, but starting to get better in some of those areas.
Coach,
Awesome.
Grace, I mean, she's really savvy, really veteran. It feels like every other game we're talking about her. How impressive is she, and how much growth have you seen from her throughout the season?
Well, I think there's a lot of growth for all of our young ladies, and Grace is someone who is, we need her, I know it sounds silly, but we need her to continue to do what she does, but we need her to give us more. And what is that more? We need her to put the ball on the floor a little bit more. We need her to continue to get offensive rebounds, and we need her to handle the ball a little bit more for us. And then I thought she got better during this game of defending one-on-one, and she's put in situations where sometimes she has to guard incredible athletes, sometimes she has to guard incredible shooters, sometimes she has to do both. A lot of kids in our league can do both. And then understanding how to get through screens. And she got caught in a couple early and then adjusted and got a little bit better at that as the game wore on. So I think she's learning how to continue to improve on both ends of the court. But I thought she grew on the defensive end today.
Like the way, for either one of you, this was the best defensive play this year.
I think at times it was and at times it wasn't. I really do think we played hard on the defensive end today, but they also missed a lot of shots around the basket. So I definitely thought it was one of our best defensive games, but we definitely have better.
Yeah. They did miss some shots, but could you sense the frustration they might have been feeling as the game progressed?
Yeah, for sure. I think it had something to do with us, and again, I think they just missed some shots sometimes, and again, we put emphasis on being active on that end and trying to disrupt. But again, yeah, I think they felt the frustration, but that was on us.
How would you kind of describe the transition defense? It seemed like there were a lot of interceptions going when you guys were transitioning over to defense.
Yeah, that's something we've been working on in practice, is really getting back on defense and making it hard for them to score in transition. So I really think that showed tonight, and we definitely have some improvements in transition defense, but I think it was a lot better tonight.
It was kind of both teams couldn't miss kind of first quarter, and then things changed dramatically in the second. Did you guys do anything differently, or just execute better, or what happened there?
I think again, we tried on the transition defensive end and just getting our intensity up, and sometimes going for those passes, and it worked out in the second quarter for us.
Mallory, is this your best game as a Gopher?
I'm not sure. I don't really know. I think I had some decent games last year too, but I would say all around it was probably one of my better games.
How does that three-point shot feel for you right now? You have to have immense confidence that it's going to go every time.
Yeah, I think I've been playing with a lot of confidence, especially from the three-point line. And my teammates have been doing a really great job of finding me, so all credit to them.
Mallory, I know you said kind of towards the beginning of the year that you were working on being more of a vocal leader. How has that kind of played out for you so
Well, I'm definitely still working on it. That's just something that I'm going to continue to work on just because I'm more of one to like lead by example than use my voice. So I've definitely still got to work on that, especially like on the court and stuff like that. So I'm going to continue to work on that.
She's been doing great.
Grace, just as you watch Mallory with that knack for rebounding, did she ever just kind of surprise you at some of the? I mean, she had a career high 15 today.
Yeah, some of the rebounds she gets, she comes out of nowhere, and I think she puts a lot of emphasis on that, especially on going in for offensive rebounds, and she gets a lot for us, and we need it. So.
You guys had a big lead today. Like, how do you not let opponents dictate how you play?
Yeah, I think it's really hard to play with a lead, and I thought today we did a really great job of it, better than we have in other games, especially like the Nebraska game. As I can remember, we had a lead and then it went away. So in the third quarter, I think we really came out and we were ready to play, and we really put our foot down. So that was really important for us.
Given what happened in Indiana, how important was it to bounce back with an effort like this?
Very important. I think, again, that intensity and the way we come out in the third quarter and just all of the quarters, I think we started them all very strong. So I think that really helped us tonight.
Mallory, on the way up here, you were talking about Gigi's kind of veteran moves that she was putting out there, the pump fakes to the threes. Like, how impressive has Gigi been as a freshman for you? Obviously, being a freshman that played a lot last year yourself, do you see any similarities, or what do you see out of Gigi?
Well, I think she's just such a poised player, and she just plays so comfortable, and it's just so natural for her. And I think she brings a lot of calmness to the court, and that's something that we really need. And she's doing such a great job for us, and I love playing with you, G.
Forehead feeling any better?
Oh, yes, so much better. I got the stitches out this morning, so now it just looks like a little like scar, so feeling great. No more Band-Aid.
I think we're good. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.